earn your reward. Tell yourself, I want this, want this, want it. I've chosen to work first, take the reward second. I've chosen to feel great about it. Lie, cheat, and steal. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the relationship with you. And when you can't say no, you don't like yourself enough. Hold ourselves back because we're so worried about what you will think. And now it's got worse. I put something up on Facebook and then I'm looking to see how many likes I've got. I got 2. And now I think, oh, people don't like me. I put something on Instagram or Twitter and I got no likes, no comments, no followers. Now I feel worthless. But if I put it up and someone liked me, I'd feel worthwhile. And you know what they're doing? They are giving someone else permission to decide if you are worthwhile or not worthwhile. So I'm going to tell you something that is so truthful, it will change your life. You ready? The most important words you will ever hear are the words you say to yourself. The most important opinion is your opinion. After all, if you went into a store and said, is this okay? Does this colour suit me? They usually go, oh, that's your colour and that's your sign. You know, actually you should get that in 3 other colours and you should get this to go with it. It's very easy for people in stores to manipulate us. It's very easy to say, oh, you know, I felt kind of manipulated into buying that. The assistant was so nice, or, you know, I didn't really want that, but I didn't know how to say no. Or my boss at work praised me and said, you're amazing, you're the best team member, you are indispensable. Could you take on this other person's work and finish it this weekend? And it's like, what can I say? They totally manipulated me with praise. So your mind understands. Other people can tell you great stuff, but they may have an agenda, they may not, but they might. And often people say something great, we go, what do you want? Why are you being so nice to me? What do you want? You must want something. So that's true. When other people want them, and they often start by praising you, and then they hit you with what they want. Oh, you're my favorite cousin in the world, and of all my cousins, you're the best. Could you lend me some money? Could I hit you up for something? So there's an agenda, but your mind also understands when you say things to yourself, there's no agenda. If you say I'm great, there's no agenda. If you say I'm useless, there's no agenda. Whatever you say to yourself, it sinks in. Your mind doesn't stop to say, is what you're saying to yourself useful, beneficial, helpful, relevant? Is it even true? No, it doesn't. It just lets it in. So when you say to yourself, I am significant, I matter, I'm lovable, I've got a talent, I've got something to offer the world, don't know what it is, but I believe that the universe that put me on the planet gave me something to do on this planet, and I'm going to find it. When you praise yourself, there is nothing that will grow your self-esteem like praise, and there is nothing that will diminish it faster than criticism. Self-esteem means what I think of you. After all, if I said, you know, I hold you in the highest esteem, that's what I think of you, but self-esteem is what you think of you. And to stop caring what other people think, to stop holding back from talking to someone, going for the job you want, the person you want, the life you want, in case they reject you, the way to do that is first of all to praise yourself. Praise yourself a lot. Secondly, here's something else to consider, and it's so true. You cannot be rejected ever unless you give the person rejecting you permission to reject you. After all, if I said to you, yeah, I just don't like you because I don't like anyone who's got bright purple hair. You'd go, I don't have bright purple. What are you talking about? You wouldn't let it in. But if I said, I don't like you, you're so boring, there's nothing to you, you're just dull and not very smart, you might let that in. You see how you have a choice? You get to choose what to let in and not to let in. If you want to grow in self-esteem, praise yourself a lot every day. It doesn't make you big-headed. It doesn't make you arrogant. You know why? Because arrogance is just the other end of the scale of insecurity. Here's someone who's deeply insecure saying, am I okay? Do you like me? Are you sure? And here's someone here going, I'm so great, me. I'm amazing. But you know they're the same person. The person here is trying to convince you they're worth it. And the person here is asking you to convince them they're worth it. The person here knows they're worth it because they work out what they want to hear and they say it themselves. I matter. I'm significant. You know, we live in an interesting world. 30 years ago, your boss would go, hey, good job, well done. What you did today was really good. You did that or that or that. And now we work for startups. We work at home. We don't have anyone saying, oh, good job, you handled that client so well, or you did something really good today. We don't have that. And if you can't do it, then you never get praise, and your praise muscle, like any muscle isn't used, well, a trophy will wither away. So it's even more important now than ever before to praise yourself, to say at the end of a day, I did a great job today. I listened to someone, or I made a great sale. I worked with a challenging person. I worked in a challenging situation. You must praise yourself. It doesn't make you arrogant, but it does make you not needy. Praise grows you like a little flower without the sun. It makes you grow. So to not care about what other people think and to care about what you think, praise yourself. Do it every day. You don't have to go, yeah, you know, right, I am the most amazing person in the whole world, better than everyone. You just say things that are true. I'm a good person. I've got a kind heart. I'm warm. I'm nice. I make mistakes. I'm not always warm and nice, but actually the core of me, I'm a nice person. I like myself. I like myself. I believe in myself. I can understand why anyone would like me because I like me. And you know what else? It doesn't even have to be true. If you say it every day, it becomes true. That's the problem. People say every day, I'm a loser. I'll never amount to anything. I wasn't even wanted. How could I ever be anything? Who could love me? I've got 3 kids and cellulite, or I've got no job and a beaten up old car. And if you say that every day, you make it true. Your mind doesn't care what you tell it. You make your beliefs. And then your beliefs make you. And then the world starts to actually make real what you believe. I believe that all dogs are vicious people and bite me. That's what I believe that all people are out to rip me off. And I get ripped off. I believe that all people are rude. And I find that I believe that people are actually incredibly kind and nice and helpful. And I find that you make your beliefs make you. The world matches and mirrors back to what you've already chosen to believe. Make different beliefs. Believe in you. Stop caring what the world thinks about you and care what you think about you, because the day you start to say, I'm significant, I matter, I'm enough, I've got something to offer the world, I believe in myself, I'm a good person, interesting, likable, lovable. When you do that, you start to believe it. And then the whole world will start to believe what you believe, mirror what you believe, match what you believe. So you get to choose what you believe, since your mind doesn't care what you believe. Since you make your beliefs, then your beliefs make you. You might as well make your beliefs amazing. You've got nothing to lose except low self-esteem and everything to gain by making your beliefs better. Make your beliefs amazing. Believe in you, and that is how you stop caring what other people think and only care what you think. What other people think about you doesn't matter, because one will say, I love you because you're so funny. I love you because you're so smart. I love you because you're interesting. Other people say, I don't like you. You're a show-off. You're too funny. You're big-headed. You're arrogant. You can't make everyone like you. But you can, like, I write books, and I'm very lucky. Most people like my books, they like my talks. But if I look on YouTube, I feel I hate that girl. Who does she think she is? Stuck up, arrogant, know-it-all. And I don't go, oh my God, you don't like me? You said my talk was blah, 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 waste of your time. People have said some pretty horrible things, I can laugh about it. I can tell you about it. You know why? I don't let it in. I know that my talks, somebody said to me the other day on a talk, if you really cared, you do it for nothing. I'm like, I am doing it for nothing. That's why it's on YouTube. I didn't bother to reply to her because I thought, wow, strange they can't see that, but I didn't let it in. You can't make me feel bad about myself unless I give you my permission. And while it's very nice if you like me, really nice, what matters is that I like me. And it's the same for you. You can't feel bad unless you let someone make you feel bad. Nobody can make you feel bad without your consent. And if you want to care less what other people feel about you, care more about what you feel about you, and now you have absolutely cracked it. And you're going to win at your life pretty much all the time, and that's amazing. I get letters all the time asking me, how can I stop procrastinating? I procrastinate, I self-sabotage, I put everything off, and I never get stuff done. I procrastinate and I just don't leave enough time to finish things. So I'm going to tell you some specific, really effective techniques to stop you procrastinating. Many of my clients have come in across the years with problems of procrastinating. You know what? They all go back to the same thing, a fear of rejection. I'm going to write this book, produce this article, do something, but inside I'm really scared it won't be good enough. And the fear of failing, the fear of rejection is so bad. Instead of doing what I know I could do, I procrastinate and I never do it. You know when you never do it, you know why you never do it? Because it's easier to go, well, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, written that book, written that play, been on stage, got promoted, gone after the job of my dreams. But I had this problem, you see, with procrastination, and so I never did it. That is less painful than going, I went after my dreams and they went, oh no, we don't want you. Oh no, we don't like that book. Oh no, that doesn't interest us at all. So it's a fear of failure and a fear of rejection. And the fear of rejection is really powerful because not that long ago, we could die from rejection. If you lived in a tribe and you didn't conform and they banished you or cast you out, you might die. And we have this primitive fear, I'll die if I get rejected. No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll bounce back and be stronger than ever. So first of all, understand what I call what lies beneath. What lies beneath procrastination is nothing more than a fear of being rejected, a fear of not being good enough. And if you have that fear, you're in very good company. It's the most common fear in the world. So now you understand it. Okay, I'm lying on the sofa watching Netflix and eating potato chips when I should be working on my business, working on my website, working on my talk, working on something I'm making. And I'm not doing it in case I get rejected. And then you tell yourself the truth. You know what? The only person who can reject me is me. The only person who has the power to reject me is me. And when you understand that you can't really be rejected, and the days of dying from rejection went a long time ago. Years ago, survival was a numbers game. You belong to a tribe. There's a lot of you. You're safe. Today, you can live in an apartment, get Amazon to deliver everything, never see a soul, and you won't die. So understand the fear of rejection. But how do you overcome it? Well, that's the first step. I'm doing this because I'm scared of rejection. But I'm actually now rejecting myself. I'm stifling my talents. I'm shutting down who I am, and I can't be rejected. The second thing is to recognize that your mind always does what it thinks you want. When you say it would kill me if I were opened a business and it failed, it would kill me if I put all my money in this product and nobody bought it. And my mind goes, don't do it. Procrastinate. And now you have to understand how to dialogue with your mind. And this is what you do. You go, I want this. I want it. I want it. I want it. I have chosen it, chosen it, chosen it. And I have chosen to feel great about it. Those two sentences, I've chosen to do this and chosen to feel great about it. And I want this, want this, want this will change your mind. So you probably know that 25% of people who buy a membership to a gym never go. They plan to, they intend to, and they just don't go. Maybe they go once or twice, then they don't go again. So you got a gym membership. Maybe you've got the DVD in your living room. Maybe you've got the exercise rope and the exercise ball and the Dynabands. They're all there and you're not doing it. So how can you make yourself do it? First of all, you go, I want to work out. I love working out. I feel so great when I'm working out. I've chosen to work out and chosen to love it, love it, love it. And that will get you to the gym. And then when you're on the machines, in the class, say it again. I love this. I love it, love it, love it, want it, want it, want it. I've chosen this and chosen to feel great. You see, your mind really has no idea whether what you're telling it is right or wrong, true or false, good or bad. I used to work with very overweight celebrities. I take them training with Marines, and the Marines would be running in snow, in mud, in rain, and they'd sing a song, I'm a Marine, bring it on. And the celebrity would go, oh no, it's too muddy, it's too cold, my legs hurt, my knees hurt. And you see, they told their mind, I don't want to do this. And the mind said, stop. But the Marines told their mind, I want to do this. I love this. I love running in cold and rain. And they did it. Many of our clients say, I got a speaking gig and I was so terrified until you told me the truth. Your mind cannot tell the difference between fear and excitement. Instead of saying, oh God, I'm so nervous, I'm so excited, I want it, I want it, I want it. I have chosen it and chosen to feel great. I love speaking on stage. I love going to my boss with ideas. I love talking to potential customers. I love putting myself out there and showing the world who I am and what I have to say. And you see, it's what I call lie, cheat, and steal. Lie to your mind, cheat fear, cheat procrastination, steal back the phenomenal confidence you were born with. No baby is born going, oh, I love this crib so much, I just stay here. They can't wait to get out. They're little escape artists. They're always wriggling and running and jumping and moving. And when they go, hey, mummy, look at me in the pool, look at me on the slide, look at me on the swing. Go and sit at a children's park or playground, hang around at a pool, and notice all the kids going, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, because they don't have procrastination. They don't have fear of rejection. The fear of rejection is acquired. Procrastination is acquired. Anyone trying to keep their kid in bed on Christmas morning, I would be shocked because they're out of bed at 5 a.m. because they're so excited on their birthday. They're excited. They don't know what procrastination is. And that's good news for all of you because it means you learnt it, you acquired it, and guess what? You can reactivate, remanifest, regenerate, and recreate forever that passion for life you were born with. A little kid that would jump in a puddle and think it was exciting. Go out in all kinds of weather and find everything thrilling and exciting. Be excited by storms and rain and sun and snow. You can't keep little kids on the couch. They are balls of energy. And you were born with phenomenal self-belief. I want you to reactivate it, to remanifest it, to regenerate it now by using those magic words. I have chosen this and chosen to feel great about it. I want this. So if you're lying on the couch, binge watching a series, say, I've chosen to switch this off, to apply myself to work, and I've chosen to feel great about it, to feel really, really great about it. And one more thing, which is very, very important. Human beings are wired to work for a reward. And then they feel great about themselves. As kids, we know school says, okay, you do lessons, and then you get playtime. That's your reward. Parents know to say, tidy your room, and then you can have cake. finish your lunch, and then you can go out to play. So small children do very well if they get the reward. As we get older, we forget. And we come in and go, oh, I've got all this work to do. My favorite show is on. And we think, I'll watch the show and then I'll do the work. I'll eat a lovely dinner and then I'll do that. And we don't do it. And what I find immensely helpful is to remind myself of the reward. I'm going to make a yummy coffee, a great smoothie, and eat something yummy. But first, I'm going to earn that. I'm going to make a few phone calls I don't want to make, look through my computer and do a bit of stuff, and I'm going to earn that reward. And when I come in at night, it's like, oh, my favorite show is on later. It's Succession or something I love, Billions. But first of all, I'm going to do something I don't really want to do, make some calls, do some admin, and that's my reward. When I finish the calls, I'm going to watch that show. And so if you can always give yourself a reward for something you're going to do, you feel so great. If you take the reward up front, you never feel you've earned it. You lie on the sofa going, yeah, I'm not really enjoying this show, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I coulda, woulda, shoulda done that work. I should have done that first. But if you do the carrot and stick, make 3 calls and then have the most amazing breakfast, and make 2 calls and then reward myself with some screen time. I'm going to work on my website, do something important, and then sit down and watch my favorite show and really enjoy it because I've earned it. Earn your reward. Tell yourself, I want this, want this, want it. I've chosen to work first, take the reward second. I've chosen to feel great about it. Lie, cheat, and steal. If you tell your mind what you want, I want to be motivated. I want to move forwards, to do things first, to acquire, to weld in, wire in, fire in those habits of success until I feel like I've always had them. Your mind goes, oh, well, I can help you out here. If you go, I can't be bothered with any of that, it's too tiring, too hard, too boring, your mind goes, yeah, watch more Netflix, eat more potato chips. It does what you tell it. Tell it better things, and it will do better things. Your mind works for you. Don't work for it. Why are we sometimes too nice, over eager to accommodate everyone else at our own expense? Well, here's the thing. When we're born on the planet, we have a very primal need. And that primal need is I must find connection and I must avoid rejection, because when you're a little tiny dependent baby, you know innately that your survival is linked to connecting to people and not being rejected by them. And that need runs us for years and years. We need our parents to approve of us. We need the teachers to like us. We need other kids to be our friends, because our survival is linked to being accepted, being connected. If you ever watch something like Game of Thrones, you see the truth. Many hundreds of years ago, survival was a numbers game. You had to belong to a tribe, belong to a group, belong to a community, and then you were much more likely to make it. Now, we don't need that. We can live in an apartment till we're 105 with 10 cats and have everything delivered by Amazon and never see anyone. We no longer die from being disconnected, but we feel like we might. We still have this primitive fear of being rejected. After all, listen to all the songs. Don't leave me this way. I can't survive. Or by myself. I can't live without you. So music tells us I'll die without another person, even though that isn't true. So we're hardwired, super coded, if you like, to really want people to like us. And today, we put a post on Insta and then we're looking, how many likes have I got? Oh, I got no likes. No one likes. So I've got thousands of likes. I feel better about myself. And we're giving someone else the power to make us feel good. Do you like my picture? Is it acceptable? And so imagine this is a scale. This is being a people pleaser, and this is being someone who doesn't care about anyone except themselves. So there's like being arrogant, if you like, and being a bit of a martyr. They're both wrong. But right in the middle, it's called honoring yourself, taking a minute and thinking, hey, what do I want? What do I need? When I had my advice column, people would write and go, hey, Marisa, You know, I have a neighbor who always gets me to babysit, always borrows my car, borrows my stuff, borrows money, and I can't say no. I go out of my way to give people a lift and they never give me petrol money. Why can't I say no? Well, the only reason you can't say no is this: if I say no, people might not like me. And that can be true. But the most important thing is that you like you. When you like yourself, when you honor yourself, when you take a minute and think, hey, what do I want? What do I need? Then you get to say no. Because people say to me, you know, there's someone in my office, I so admire him. When we're saying, hey, we're having a collection for someone in the next office, and they go, well, I don't even know that person. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. I don't know them. I don't want to. They go, I really like that person. Well, why don't you be the same? Oh, I couldn't, because you might not like me. I said, but you just said you like the person that has the courage to say no. And until you can say no, yes has no meaning, and many yeses are really disguised no's. Or then we make this mistake. We go, you know, I'm so sorry. I'd love to babysit for you, but I can't. So imagine a friend is going, hey, could you have my kids on Sunday? And you go, oh, I'm really sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. And that's not true. Now you're giving them an in. Well, how about if you just had them for an hour, or I just want them for a little while? So you have to get used to saying, no, that won't work. I have other plans. I have other commitments. Don't say I'm so sorry unless you mean it. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine said, hey, let's go for dinner next week. I booked a table for 9:30. And I did go back and say, hey, I'm sorry, but I can't do 9:30. That means we're eating at 10, 10:30. It's just too late for me. I like to eat at 7, 8 at the latest. And I can't do that. Let's find an earlier time. I had the same thing when I was in LA, and my friend said, wow, I booked a table at this great restaurant. It was really hard to get a table. It's at 10 o'clock on Saturday. And I said, I can't do 10 o'clock on Saturday, but why don't you come to me at 7 o'clock and I'll make dinner? I found a way around it. But if you're always saying yes, and then you go and you don't want to go, and the next day you think, why did I even agree to that? You feel annoyed with yourself, not the person who asked you. So people pleasers are trying to please other people, but the downside of that is in pleasing someone else, you get upset with yourself because you didn't say no. You didn't say that doesn't suit me. That's not going to work for me. That's just not convenient. I'm busy. I have other plans, or I just can't do that. You have to get used to saying no, to say it with conviction, to say it with certainty, to say it in a way that doesn't allow someone to go, oh, you said I'm sorry, I wish I could, I really want to, but so I can come back and convince you. Let's imagine someone says, can you lend me money? And you go, well, I wish I could. I don't have money right now to lend you. Then they go, well, hey, how about putting it on your credit card? I can pay you back. I'll set up a direct debit. You know I'm good for it. And because you said, I wish I could, I really want to, but you've allowed them to keep going. You have to say, no, I can't lend you money. That just isn't possible. And if people keep asking, you say, look, you keep asking me the same question because I guess you're not hearing my answer. My answer is no, I can't do that. You know, as parents, the kids go, can we have an ice cream? No. Can I have an ice cream? No. Please, can I have an ice cream? I really want an ice cream. You go, oh, okay, have an ice cream. Because when people ask and ask and ask, it becomes harder and harder to say no, unless your no has conviction and certainty. Years ago, my daughter's going, hey, Mum, can I watch this program? I said, no, it's really too late. You have school tomorrow. Well, Mum, how about if I go to sleep immediately it finishes and I get up early? No, it's too late. You can't watch TV at 10 o'clock on a school night. And she kept asking, and I said, you know, darling, I really admire all your different ways of asking, but however you ask, the answer will always be no. So then she said, well, can we record it? I said, absolutely. And you can watch it tomorrow. So you got to let your no be no. You've got to learn how to express your no. Don't feel shame or embarrassment or guilt or regret about saying no. So babies find it really easy. Toddlers find it so easy to say no. And where does that go? Well, it becomes buried under this need to please everyone. We have this belief, I have needs. And if I please you, you might meet my needs to feel I matter. If I run around and do stuff, buy stuff, if I give so much, if I'm a really amazing person, giving, maybe you'll give back. The problem is that other people see a giver as someone who wants to give. Oh, they love helping out. They'll always say yes. That person, they love helping. And that may not be true. You may think if I give to you, you'll give back. But some people are givers and they encourage other people to be takers. You know, when I had my column, people would write in a lot and say, hey, I lent my brother money. I lent my cousin money, and they have never given it back. Have you asked for it back? No, I don't want to ask. Well, the problem is if you don't ask, your cousin thinks, oh, well, they never asked for that money back. They clearly don't need it. If they wanted it, they'd say, hey, I need it back now. Please repay me. And so you may have an idea of what someone else is thinking, feeling, believing, that when you give so much, they will feel an obligation to give back, but that simply isn't true. Many people think, well, you love giving, and I don't. So really look at why you're giving. And if you're not doing it for the right reason because you love giving, but you're doing it to make other people give back. Let's imagine you buy extravagant gifts for people, but they don't buy extravagant gifts for you because they think, well, you like that. I'm not a gift person. I don't believe in it. Then it's not going to work. So I'm a great believer that we push people as far as they allow themselves to be pushed. Many years ago, I lent someone a really nice outfit, and I asked her for it back, and I asked her for it back. And finally I said, look, I really need that back this weekend. I'm going somewhere and I need it. And she sent it back in a taxi. I had to pay the taxi fare, and she hadn't even cleaned it. And I thought, wow, I'm just never going to do that again. I learned something. That wasn't a friendship based on respect. I lent you something amazing. You were so grateful. You had it cleaned and you sent it back. You weren't grateful. You didn't actually even want to return it. I had to pay to get it back and pay to get it cleaned. So before you give somebody anything, think about why you're doing it. Do you want anything back? Do you have an expectation? If I give, you will give. You know, one of my clients said a terrible thing happened to her. She was very wealthy. Her two sisters weren't. So one Christmas, she decided to buy her nieces and nephews a laptop each because she knew that her sisters could never afford that. And when she did, they took her to one side and they went, never do that again. You totally humiliated us. You completely showed off. How dare you buy our kids computers on Christmas Day to make all our gifts look insignificant. And she said, you know, I didn't do it for that reason. I wanted to share. And I got that. Another of my clients booked her sister a holiday and put her in a suite. And the sister said, you did that because you know I can never afford a suite. And now everywhere I go, it's never going to feel enough. You put me in first class and now I hate being in economy, which is a kind of weird thing to do. But that's the assumption. Somebody will know I'm doing this to be good, to be kind. They may not. They may think you're manipulating me. You want something. Or you love giving. I love receiving. This is a balanced relationship. But it isn't unless you really do love giving. So how do we get around that? Well, you practice saying no. Practice saying no. No, I can't do that. No, I have other plans. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm totally busy this weekend. I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. You can say sorry, I'm sorry, but I'm not free. But don't say, I'm so sorry, I'd love to come, I'm not free. Imagine your friend says, hey, I'm having a lunch on Saturday, would you like to come? And you go, I'd love to come, but I'm not free. And they go, oh, that's okay. I can change it to Sunday. Now you're kind of stuck because you say, I'd love to come. I so want to come. I'm not free. Be honest. I'm not free. I'm not available. That's really not my thing. Thank you so much for asking me. That's nice. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for asking me. I simply can't attend. When I was giving day talks, I'd often be said, drive to the hotel, stay the night, and the talk's going to begin at 8 in the morning. And if I got there at 6, I would say, oh, let's have dinner with all the people. And that was hard for me. So I took to turning up at 10 o'clock at night and going straight to my room because I just didn't have the bandwidth to have a dinner that went on, lots of drinking. And so I learned to say when they said, hey, we booked you to speak on Saturday, 8 in the morning, but turn up on Friday and have dinner with everyone. I say, I have commitments on Friday. I can't get there till 10. And sometimes I got there at 10 and dinner was in full swing. And I'd say, well, I'll have coffee. And that was just fine. But you have to think what works for me. If it doesn't work, say no nicely. Say it firmly, say thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm just not free, I'm not available. You can say, I'm sorry, I'm not free, but don't ever go, I'd love to come, but I really want to do that, but I'd love to lend you money, but of course I'd love to babysit your kids, but I'd love to have your animals all weekend, lend you my clothes, lend you my car, lend you my house, but when you simply say it's not, people say to me all the time, hey, can I stay in your house? And I usually go, I'm so sorry, not available. I let my friends stay in my house, but people I don't know very well wanting to stay in my house, I've just learned to say, oh, it's not free. And you see, we get nice and kind very, very confused. I'm kind. I'm nice. But I'm not over nice. I don't put myself last. I don't do things for others that will cost me unless I really want to. I love helping people. I love helping people out. But when people say, hey, you're in London, can I stay in your LA house? You're in LA. Can I live in your London house for 3 months? I say, no. Recently I was in America and somebody wrote to me and went, hey, in lockdown, can my gardener live in your flat for 3 months? And I'm like, oh no, I'm really sorry. My daughter's actually coming in and out of my flat, which was half true and half not true. But I just didn't feel comfortable having a gardener and his family move into my flat because sometimes people don't move out again. You can do something incredibly kind, let someone live in your home, lend them stuff. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes that can really, really backfire, especially when you can't say no. So boundaries are very important. Think about what you want. Do I want to lend people money? Do I want to lend people my things? I want to lend someone my car who's going to crash it and I've got to pay the insurance. Do I want to lend someone my home? Do I want to look after people's kids and dogs and pets? You know, not long ago, somebody called me and said, hey, could my daughter be an intern with you for a week or two? And I didn't really need an intern. I said, yeah, sure. And they said, hey, well, can she stay with you as well? And I'm like, well, no, that's not really going to work. I can't have an intern staying. So I said, no, I'm sorry, that she can be my intern for 2 weeks if she'd like for experience. But unfortunately, I can't accommodate her, put her up and feed her every day because that just wouldn't work. But you see, when you're nice and you say, oh, sure, yes, of course, I'd love to do that. People think, well, you said yes, so let me ask you for more. Let me ask you for more and more and more. And sometimes that's your fault for not going, no, no, no. You can be extremely kind, but kindness does not mean you can't say no. You can be very kind and you can say no in the kindest, nicest way. And so when someone asks you for something and you're not sure, the best thing to do is say, oh, can I get back to you? I'm in the middle of something, or another call coming in. I'm just running out of the door. Let me call you back. Get off the phone, take a minute and think, do I want to do this? No. How would I like to say no in a way that ensures that I am heard? And if you think, yeah, I'm really not good at this and I know I'm going to get manipulated, do it by text, do it by email, do it by WhatsApp. Hey, thanks for the invitation. Very flattered you thought of me, but the answer is no. I can't do that. I'm not free. It doesn't work for me, but thank you again for thinking of me. We live in an era where it's so easy to never use the phone. You can text, you can FaceTime, you can WhatsApp, you can Insta, you can do anything. So if you find it difficult, don't have phone calls, or practice the call. Practice, maybe write out some little notes. And I've done that before. When I was younger, I'd write out some pointers. I'm going to turn this down. And I'd write it out and I'd get myself ready, take a deep breath, make the call. Hey, thank you so much. I've thought about your offer. Sadly, I can't do it. The answer is no. I'm afraid I have to turn this down. You don't even have to give reasons, but if you want to, make sure you have those too. And it's what I call the sandwich technique. When you're using the sandwich technique, the bread is the complement. So you start off with the bread. Hey, thank you so much. I was really flattered that you invited me to this event. Unfortunately, I can't come. I have other commitments. I'm totally busy that weekend. I'm not free. It's a 5-hour drive and that just doesn't work for me. But thank you so much for asking me. Again, I'm truly flattered that you did think of me. I'm pleased you invited me. So you say compliment, no compliment. Somebody asks you out on a date. Thank you so much. I was so flattered that you asked me out. Actually, I'm with somebody, or I'm just not dating now. I'm really giving the next year to my business. But again, thank you so much for asking me. I was flattered. I was very kind. I know it was brave of you to even do that, so thank you, but no. And keep thinking of this sandwich. Thank you so much. The answer is no, but thank you again. If you always use the sandwich and you're nice, when you say no nicely, firmly, emphatically, without over-apologizing, people won't go, but I'm sure you can do it. Surely you can do this. Surely you can leave early. I had offered to speak at an event in New York and my mother died literally overnight. And I called them and I said, I'm so sorry, I can't come. My mother has died. And they went, well, why can't you come? I said, well, my mother's just died. And they said, but surely you can get on a plane. I'm like, no, my mother has just died. I am not free to fly to New York. I haven't even gone to her funeral. My daughter's incredibly upset. I'm not free. And they kept asking and asking, could you do it on Zoom? I said, of course, I'd be delighted to do it on Zoom. And I did the event on Zoom. So sometimes when we can't go, we can find other ways around it. But you must take some time and think, do I want to do this? No. Why don't I want to do it? What are my reasons for saying no? And don't think about, well, will the other person understand? Will they like it? What are your reasons for saying no? And just express them. And I promise you, even if the other person doesn't like it, you will feel so good about yourself, because the most important relationship you'll ever have is the relationship with you. And when you can't say no, you don't like yourself enough. And certainly other people don't like you more when you say yes and less when you say no. They often admire you more when you say no. So if you're saying yes too much to be liked, please remember the person who has to like you the most, The person who's liking you will affect you and impact you the most is you. Say no. Feel very comfortable saying no. After all, if you were a parent and you said yes to your kids all the time, do you think you would do them a favor? No, they would learn no boundaries. They'd expect everyone to say yes. They would manipulate people into saying yes, because you do your children no favors when you can't say no. And understand you have a right to say no. You have a right to have a different opinion. You have a right to say, oh no, that's just not my thing. Check out my next video here. The best plan in the world may not work if you don't work too. So many of my clients get into destructive behavior, drugs, drinking, procrastination, self-loathing, because we can't appreciate stuff that we're just given. We like it much more when we earn it.